Good evening, everyone. My name is Oroma MP Reynolds. I am the founder and owner of a special education law practice called MSR Legal and Consulting Services, based out of New York State, primarily providing legal advocacy and representation to families of children with special needs in obtaining appropriate special education services. I practice in the city, Long Island, and Westchester. So this episode of MSR Legal Oroma is very quick. I blogged earlier this evening about transition planning, and it's a topic that was in the news recently. CBS News had a feature about a family who was trying to get their son to remain in the same residential program that he was transitioning out of based on special education. So that was an article that prompted this blog post, and I write about, as you can see on your screen, msrlegal.org. That's my website. If you click on the link that says special needs parenting in the coronavirus pandemic, you'll see the post about the law. And so now this is New York State law, where the agency called the Office of People with Developmental Disabilities is in charge of providing appropriate adult services that are essential to the living needs of the adult as that young person is transitioning out of the special education system, presuming the young person was previously placed in a residential program through the special education laws or the school district. OPWDD is the entity that picks up after that. And so a little known fact, the law did change recently, which now allows families the right or the opportunity to seek an administrative appeal before that child is removed from the residential program that he or she was attending as a high school student. So it almost, establishes some sort of due process right, or perhaps the law is now recognizing the entitlement of a young person with a disability to be in the proper setting, and that setting cannot be, or that young person cannot be deprived of the proper setting, or without due process or without a legal standard being met. So I found it really interesting, appropriate changes meaning from the special education context to this new context, this juncture where the young person is transitioning from student services to adult services. So I do highlight that in my blog, and I encourage you all to read it and fill out my contact form if you have any questions about that. My community education practice composes of regular blogging, parent trainings or trainings of educational institutions or child welfare institutions. And the goal is to inform, individuals who are impacted by children with special education needs, whose rights to an appropriate education are implicated, that there are rights and there are laws and that school districts need to follow. And my role as a special education attorney is to ensure that those standards are met. So I've been doing this for a very long time, and I've practiced on all sides of special education, from representing parents to school districts to private schools. both suburban and city school districts. So I do bring a broad range and depth of information to this practice. So again, the website is www.msrlegal.org. If you click on this rectangular button on the right hand side, it'll take you to the contact page where you can request an initial consultation via email to just learn more about the potential scope of your options if you are having some questions or difficulty about what your child may be facing. Thanks again for tuning in, and I hope to be back next Friday with another episode of this YouTube channel, MSR Legal Oroma. You can follow me on Instagram. That's at MSR Legal Consulting, where I'll also be broadcasting about my blog posts and about other matters and current event matters in the world of education policy and practice.